Round the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's just like trouble. He's left on second and change.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tuesday Nights, but can only mean one thing. The BSC Summer Season Round 5 from Iowa. We're here for the farmers only. 150. Obviously, 150 laps at the Iowa circuit with a stage break at 60. That stage break will be at lap 60. 40% fuel with 5 tyre sets waiting for these wonderful drivers to see how they get on. Current update in the championship, Clinton Holman is out in front on 157 points with Andrew Williams in second, Devon Collicott in third. Then you've got Noel Jackowitz, Christian Strada, Nick Stockner, Andrew Jamelin, Alex Witt, Andrew Burrell, Hunter Carlson, Joshua Koo and Brandon Butland with Armour Brusso in the mix as well. Well, round 5, we have got clear of that wonderful road circuit that was Sonoma last week. We do love a little bit of Sonoma, but we are now back to where the cup cars should be. Home, their body, their makeup, their aura stays at an oval, and we are back at Iowa. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Kenton Sportak again here this evening. And I can tell you what, let's bring him in to the booth. Kenton, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Had a little bit of a thunder shower today, but been like 20-30 degrees, 20 to 30 degrees. Been fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Although we had a water main break, so we can't shower. Very long. It's like 3 minutes and that's it, and you're out. Yeah, so it's been a very interesting time in southern Alberta right now.
Don't forget, guys, as well, there is a poll in chat. How many cautions do you think we're going to get? 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15. I can tell you now, I drove this earlier, this circuit in the trucks, of course, and literally I can tell you there was about 7 cautions. My fear is with this circuit, across going into 1 and 2, across that low line, it is very, very bumpy, right? It is exceedingly bumpy, and you do have to wait a long period of time before you can get the throttle on. Let's stay on board here with Alex Witt and see if he will take that low line. No, he doesn't. Runs around the middle. But the problem is, you go any further up than where Alex Witt was, you also hit some bumps. So gotta be a little bit careful of where you're gonna put this car.
Yeah, it is a very tricky circuit, and like you said, you kind of have to avoid the bumps. There's a couple down low on turn 1 and in between turn 1 and 2 here that you really do not want to be throttling up for, because as soon as you hit them, if you're on the throttle, you're going to spin around. But you also can't avoid it by going high, because there's bumps up there that are even worse. So they will send you for a good old time, which you also want to avoid. And then there's also the other aspect, and you kind of touched on it, of they're very slow corners. Like, we're actually braking. It is a short track. We're under a mile here. I believe it's 8.75 of a mile. And you are actually hitting the brakes. It's not much. It's about 10 to 15%, and you're going to kind of trail brake it as much as you can. Even with these cars not really loving trail braking, but you get on the throttle very late into the corner, almost exiting turn 2 and almost at the exit of turn 3 by the time you're really full throttle. Or otherwise you kind of run that risk of drifting up high and slamming directly into that outside wall, which do that enough times and we'll see you in pit lane.
I can safely say, yes, basically, for me, the circuit wasn't quite short track enough. The fact that basically I was on the brake for most of 3 before I actually managed to apply the throttle again coming out of 4. And even then, you're kind of sitting there holding on to your seat of your pants, because if you have a look, it's very slow, and then you've got to go and start applying the throttle. There was a lot of people doing that earlier on as well. And you end up kind of going out towards the wall, which then turn left because you think you're going to hit the wall. And I don't just mean slight left, I mean harder left. And then you end up sliding it and spinning it round, right? It's that fear that your car's not going to hold going round there. So kind of tend to brake harder, then you get on the throttle, and then you run it out to the wall, and then you jink it left because you think you're going to hit the wall, and then next thing you know, you're pirouetting up the grass on the run-in after the pit lane. So it was a very different circuit. I know I'm never good at tyre saving at the best of times. I got my tyres to about 34 laps, and then I went and ran into the pit stops, and they were literally screaming at me. You know, I think my front right was like barely 70% or something. So, you know, there's a lot to this circuit rather than just turning left. You said the bumps as well. There could be quite a few people becoming a cropper of them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a track that lends itself to sort of a patient approach to the race. If you're really going to try and force things to happen, especially on corners, it's not going to go super well. You're going to have to try and make any passing you make very on the straightaways and kind of hope that you're able to get ahead or at least get a nose in, and they have to go a little higher. But I think survival will be kind of the name of the game when it comes to this guy.
Yeah, you are right. You are 100% right. And that was the thing I found earlier when I was driving the trucks, was it was about survival. You know, I ended up down the back of the field at one point because I got spun. Mind you, the guy had about 4 goes and 4 bites at the cherry to try and get me to go round, like, you know what I mean? He didn't just stop by having a go at me once. He went at me about 4 times. And then I ended up in 5th at one point. So it's very swings and roundabouts here. But here's the grid for this race. Alex Witt is in first place with Andrew Williams in second, Cody Kern in third, Clint Holtman in fourth, then Noel Jackowitz in fifth, Matthew Norberg in sixth, Hunter Carson seventh, Andrew Onquist in eighth with Joshua Keefe ninth, Nick Stockner in 10th, and Devon Collicott in 11th, and then Calvin Ross rounds out the top 12. Rolling on from that one, we've got Armour Brusso 13th, Joshua Kuhn, Seth Pegg, Andrew Burrell, Trenton Kimmel, Jason Taylor, and Anthony Radel. Final positions there as well. Peggles is in chat. BSC is back on ovals, which sucks really. Not really sure I agree. Andrew Kimmel, go Trenton, back on the oval. Terry Spainer, no TJ tonight, so I was told. So let's go Brad. Brad's not here either. Now seniors, sir. Here for Andrew 121. Proud Nana, go Anna McAteer, and then Peggles. Better Beer will be on the climb today, he says. Well, we'll find out there as well. But I don't believe Brad is here. Can't see him.
I don't see him.
No.
Nope. Not seeing Brad Young here either.
No. Sorry, Mr. Spainhour, but both boys are not here this evening. So I think they're going to have to be careful of the bumps in 1 and 2. Because I think if you start going too low as well, it's either that or the way I found it was trial break it in wait for the second bump, and as I hit the second bump, turn the steering wheel to try and get me to go round. And I would specifically say on 3 and 4 that they've got to be wary of their exit, because there could be quite a few that hit that one.
Yeah, it's if you have a little too much speed or or got on the throttle a little too early, you'll find that outside wall pretty quickly.
I agree. I do agree. Right, we're going to end the poll, and at the moment 6 to 10, the preferred number of cautions here tonight. I hope it goes longer than the race I had earlier, as I went 1 lap before somebody spun it round. So that was nice. Here we go. Right. Get this up and running. There's going to be 1 more lap under the caution. There has been throughout this season, and same for officials, basically 2 laps. And then we're going to get up and running. Who do you think is going to take it today? This is going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. It's hard to count out Halterman, as he's won something like 3 of the last 4 races, and he's definitely got a pretty good shot. I'm gonna go with a little off the board though. I think Noel Jackowitz is gonna get the W today.
Yeah. Not bad. I reckon it can. But ladies and gentlemen, Farmer's only 150. He is a green. Alice Witt leading the way with Andrew Williams alongside on the right-hand side in that green machine. You can see the multiple amounts of different lines, but that is it. We didn't even go. Calvin Ross is coming through. He's dropping down the order. He goes to accelerate it out, and unfortunately continues to go around on that one, unfortunately, for Calvin Ross. Not a great opening first lap there, and I think he's probably sat there wondering why we have not got a yellow flag.
They made a rule where unless there's involvement of a second car, there does not need to be a yellow flag, and he didn't make any contact with another car, so no yellow flag for him.
No, so poor old Calvin Ross there is down the order, chasing his tail, unfortunately, is Calvin. And,
the nice thing about this track is drafting will not be important. So he's not going to get swallowed whole by the rest of the field just because of that, at least.
Well, he is going to get caught rather quickly, though.
Yes, yeah, but then it's just because he's probably now has front end damage. I see a little bit of a gap between the hood and the front fender, so a little bit of aerodynamically compromised vehicle.
Yeah, Alex Witt there on the outside. Mr. Spain Senior, I agree. If they're not going to race, they should tell you and let you come and do it. I agree with that one 100%. But lap 4 of 150, we're still not under any form of caution as of yet. We have not had anything here. Not entirely sure what's happening with the track map, but there's a massive amounts of stuttering on the numbers going around there, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that one. We've got Seth Pegg in the mix as well. Behind that, Trevor Kimmel, Joshua Kuhn is in there. Alman Brusso sitting in 14th place at the moment, but he's trying to get away from Andrew Burrell. And then you've got Anthony Radel, Jason Taylor, Hunter Carlson, Calvin Ross all the way round, who's going to be lapped very, very shortly here, Kenton. But I wouldn't worry too much for Calvin Ross, because I'm sure there's going to be a caution at some point.
There's a good chance. And I'm also just going to point out, I didn't even realize, but Andrew Burrell has changed his livery finally. It's not just the purple one, at least for me. I'm seeing DCF Realty. So he's got a little bit of an update. I think yours has still got the purple, so I'm not sure why it's not loading for yourself. But a nice update there. It's very, very banana.
I'm updating it as we speak, just in case it's not gone through properly.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. But no, Witt and Williams seem to be kind of doing their thing, and I think a lot of these guys know that this track can be very sketchy, and if you don't run smart, you're not going to be running very long. And So you can see it's fairly single file for the most part all the way through. A couple of guys trying to make a little bit of moves, like gaining a spot or two, kind of total. But no one's really trying to push to make any massive, like, hey, I'm going to gain 4 or 5 moves here to make us, to make it work, and just kind of being smart about it. And I mean, we talk about it. You're not going to win on, the first half of the race, really, but you sure can lose in that first half of the race. So
yeah, I
just got to be smart.
Yeah, they have. They've got to play it by ear, and I think if they don't, they're going to be in trouble. I would say that the massive part of this race circuit is tires, right? Because as I say, I got to 30, 34, and then that was it. Mine were like, no, I've still got the purple in my car. And they were not best impressed. So, I think for me, they've got to be able to save tires and make sure that they can do this well, because otherwise can't, then they're going to be in trouble. And I think that's the problem. They've got to make sure that they can do the tire saving very well to try and make these faster.
Yeah, and I know we did talk about, or they did kind of increase the tire allotment for this race because of how devastating it can be to tires. Yeah. I believe it's now 5. They originally only had 3, which was going to be awful. That would have been a very sketchy last half of the race, and but having that extra couple tires, I think, will sort of allow people to really be able to drive, opposed to just cautiously sitting back. Though it looks like a little bit of an incident with Caruso, and I believe that's Trenton Kimmel in the NOS 52 there. But having those extra sets of tires make things a little easier going forward throughout the whole race, opposed to the first half.
Yeah, I think 3 tires would have been a push, right? Unless of course they went 30, 60, 90, then that means doing 60 on the final set, as was Burrell just about to go out the inside of Mr. Armand Brusso. But I think, though, 4 may have been a little bit more, okay, you've got to be a little bit comfortable, but they've given them 5. That's like a go thrash it for 25 laps and, hey, boys, here's another set. You know what I mean? I think 5's quite a lot, plus the ones that they started on.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could have gotten away with 4, but it's all going to kind of depend. If we stay at the sort of current situation we are, I'm not jinxing it, that's all I'm going to say, you could burn through these tires pretty quickly. So it's all going to kind of depend on how well you're able to take care of. And I mean, worst case is everyone's got an extra set near the end and we get a real barn burner for a final few laps.
Well, Andrew Williams is out in front with Clint Holtman in second, Witts in third, Norberg's in fourth at the moment. Welcome in, Bradley Dalton. The Crispy Queen cars on the JPB channel at once. Yes, Brad is off as well. He got the triple bypass going very, very shortly. Him and Michael David will be on that one, and they're at Chicago Land. Go and check them out as well. They go live in about 35 minutes. I watch them. Gen 4s, I believe it is, at Chicago Land. You can tune in later on the JPB channel. But we're on lap 18 of 150. These drivers knocking off laps now. Alex Witt's in there doing a great job, not having any issues whatsoever. So that's always good for Alex Witt as he's battling away with the Orange Wheel Racing of Holtman and Williams. It'll be a tough job for him.
Yeah, it's not the easiest of duos to have to duel with, and then he's got Nordberg right behind him as well, so he's in an orange wheel sandwich here. These two, Williams and Halterman, kind of been trading back and forth on wins the last few races, so it's going to be very interesting to see what Williams is going to be able, with what Witt's going to be able to do, kind of on his own, and sort of trying to make it work as best he can.
Sorry man's in the YouTube chat. Go Pegman.
I assume Seth Pegg.
I assume you could be right. This man here, Seth Pegg, is currently down in 11th place, up 4 places at the moment, with Andrew Burrell up 3 places currently for him. So great job for him. And I don't think I've tried resetting the liveries about 4 times now. Still purple, so I'm giving up after this.
That's fair.
But there we go. I think it needs to be. But you know, let's be realistic about it here. It's going to be probably round about 35 to 40 if they've really saved tyres to be able to go in and make pit stops. And I think they could be up and running with green flag stops, barring any form of incidents. But it's towards the end of the stint I found the tyres just, I might as well walking up. Absolutely horrendous. So I think probably 35 to 40 we might see the first set of pit stops.
Yeah, I believe so. I didn't really see a breakdown fuel-wise for them, so I'm kind of guessing that you're about right. Yeah, 34, push 40 if you really fuel saved. I know Hunter Carlson had dropped back pretty good, but it'll all kind of depend. I don't think Ross has come in. He is a lap down, so he's going to probably try and stay out as long as he can. So it's going to kind of come down to that. They do only have 40% fuel, so they're not going to be able to push for quite a long time. But yeah, 34-ish, I could see. Yeah, around there.
That's what I think they can be blatantly honest. But let's see, keep an eye out and see how they get on here as well. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm surprised we've not had a spinner yet, and I will say that, apart from obviously Calvin Ross, who unfortunately did not get the call for the fact that he's harsh. But say if it's only a 1-car spin, I don't think they needs a caution for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But we see Halterman having a little bit of an issue there on his back end, little tail wag as he came out of 3 and 4. It looks like he's having a little bit of an issue with that those rear tires. He seems to be sliding just a bit, coming into and out of kind of these corners here. So allowing Alex Witt to dive down underneath him and snag back a position as he is in the hunt to try and take Andrew Williams. A little bit of a block there. And but Halterman not giving up, as he will fight him out as hard as he can.
Yeah, Clint Halterman go around there. He tried to take the inside line. He now settles back in and follows him with Nick Stockner, who's got his own group of Matthew Norberg, Polycott, Kern, well, that's it. The 4 of them are together. Norberg seems to be struggling as Collicott heads underneath him here in this number 5 Zion machine once more, with Cody Kern behind him. There's some people making moves. People have clearly saved tyres, and some people seem to be a little bit struggling, like Matthew Norberg down 1 from where he started. But you see, looking like he's coming into the pit lane. He is the first of the pit stop runners. Lap 30, just manages to get the car stopped there.
Yeah, pit lane here is a little tricky, as you come out of turn 4, but it's almost like halfway, because you wouldn't really have gotten on the throttle yet. It's in a very odd spot, but not the most difficult one. You're more than likely not going to hit the outside wall. You do have to keep an eye on that inside wall, as we kind of saw. It does look like Alex Witt actually has also come in as well into the pits. Same with Stockner. So a few people having come in, trying to get a fresh set of tires. So a little earlier than we expected, but in that same ballpark. So mad ups to James today on calling that pit stop.
Yeah, if I hadn't run it earlier, I probably wouldn't have had a Scooby-Doo, but I did run it. I had to give it a try. So being tyre saving does not go.
Tire saving's hard. I don't like it.
Yeah,
so I like to just
it's one thing
drive.
I can't get right. I just can't get tyre saving. I just don't get it right. to be honest, in this one. But there are a couple of people who are going to be at least 2 laps down. Alex Witt will probably be one of them, but he's on fresher tyres as he's gone into the pits. Clint Holtman, as of yet, has not made that dive down pit lane. Not going to be long, I shouldn't think. Within the next couple of laps, these guys are going to have to try and make tyre stops because due to the fact that they need to.
Yeah, tyres, and it looks like it was a smart move of when he went in because Alex Witt now ahead of Andrew Williams. So that little bit of a dive in, get a couple of things done right away, and kind of get out on, you know, a little bit fresher tires, get going a little faster, kind of get that undercut done, and he's out and technically has the net lead.
Alex Witt flying along there with a 41 behind him. That would be Jason Taylor. Taylor's still not pitted, sitting in 6th place at the moment. Andrew Williams is there. He's been into the pits. Be rocking around about the 23 at the moment. That would be the best times if he can get down to low 23. Slicks, welcome in. Good job for. I hope you got your popcorn ready, buddy. Serving Spain now, Senior. I think it's going to be another beer run.
Never have too many of those.
Definitely not. Let's see what Holtman is doing. Is he's got Jakowicz up around him. Andrew Burrell's in there as well. Andrew is, I believe, a lap down at the moment. Well, 2 laps down there. Pit lane is quite slow. It is a long pit lane, and by the time you change 4 and got your fuel on board, you can be a couple of laps down by the end of it. I think Noel Jakowicz just about to dive into pit lane. Again, as you said, the draft is not something to be worrying here. Right? Quite a short track.
Yeah, the draft isn't going to have nearly as much of an impact as we've kind of talked about it. A good chunk of other tracks. So going in individually, as we're watching Jakowicz do, not the end of the world. It's definitely something you can do pretty easily. You can get back out and, you know, be clear sailing fairly quickly. So it just is going to depend on timings and sort of how it goes in regards to getting back out and getting those tires warm. As I know, the cold tires here are also not super great, so it's a very finite window on these tires, and the start and end are both bad.
Yeah, the cold tires for me did make a bit of difference when I went in. Basically, going out of 4 was my Achilles heel. Cold tires. I think that's the problem. You've got to give them time to warm up, and if you don't, you could be in trouble. The only 4 that have not pitted are Anthony Radel, Jason Taylor, Seth Pegg, and Devon Collicott at the moment. Collicott's in the lead, then Pegg, then Taylor, then Radel, which, as you say, should be the net leader after the pit stop. So Mandelo Limas.
Mandelo Limes? It's Mandelo is a beer, I believe.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Wait, and Andrew Williams there on lap 42 over the line. Williams seems to have a little bit more pace and weight. You saw him close up there. Running that high line does work, but you will have to be careful of the bumps out on the high side of turn 2 because it can cause you a little bit of problems, as I found out earlier on. But, you know, that's another.
You see Collicott clip the wall.
Yeah, that's another problem. It's so dangerous when you're running up high that you just end up running out in the wall because it kind of encloses, especially coming out of turn 4, and then all of a sudden on the right hand side of it now, there's a wall there. You know what I mean? It feels like it's almost claustrophobic at certain points, because it seems to close on you quite quickly.
Yeah, it's a very wide track when you're on a straightaway or deep in the corner, but as soon as you're coming out, it feels like it just shrinks on you. It doesn't, but it definitely feels like it does, as it feels like it just kind of disappears as you hit, as you come out of 2 and 4. You get a little bit more leeway, oddly enough, coming out of 4, just because the track rounds as we get a little bit of door smacking out of Witt and Williams. Two drivers who know each other fairly well. I feel like they've bumped to people once or twice. But yeah, like coming out, you have that little less of a straightaway, so you get some roundness coming out of there, but it's still that Geico bright blue comes up on you very quickly. It can definitely take you a little by surprise.
Yeah, it definitely can, and it's one that I think people especially want to try and get used to, but it's so difficult to end up overcorrecting, and then it just goes completely on. Before you know it, you've overcorrected too much and put yourself into the wall on the outside. It's very, very tough for these guys, and the way the makeup of the circuit is very high on the wall coming out of 4, and they've just got to be very, very mindful of what they want to do, because it is very, very tough. Williams not able to get past Witt at this moment in time. However, he run that low line into that turn 1 and 2 before we go down back stretch into 3 and 4, and tries the high line this time. If he can roll it in, there is banking there, but it's just not banking that you can rapidly use at a rate of knots, I found it.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Witt's kind of turned that car into about 3 wide. Not really allowing Williams anywhere he can kind of make a move. And this track is very tough to try and make moves. It's sketchy. You have to wait on the throttle. You can't really get full throttle very easily. As we can see, I believe that is the 4 car of Keith. They're not even really reeling him in very quickly. I say that as they're about to pass him, but it is not the easiest track to try and make moves on, and dealing with traffic is going to be a massive part, as we saw earlier, I believe. Williams basically ran out of real estate back behind Witt just so he could make it through safely as there was a car there. So it's not the easiest of tracks, but Witt is definitely also not helping by making that car feel like it's 3 to 4 car lengths wide.
But that's the thing when you watch Alex Witt. Normally does that already, do you know what I mean? He does it well. He placed that car in a position where you feel like it's just an immovable object, a roadblock that can't get past. And I think that's the thing for Andrew Williams. He's just got to be able to sit back and go, okay, I tell you what, we're only on lap 51. Let's just follow. Let's follow and see how we get on. And I think that's one of the things that Andrew Williams needs to do. Take your line, follow it, and see how you go. Matthew Norberg's under a little bit of pressure from Devon Collicott. Collicott takes the inside line. Job done. Norberg just didn't seem to want any part of that whatsoever there, Kenton. And unfortunately, I feel my pick's not going to have a good day.
Yeah, I mean, he could also just be saving tires, trying to push these. I mean, we're going to have a break here in about 7 laps. I think the big issue for Williams is staying behind Witt obviously will at least let him save his tires a bit, but he has to stay in enough of a competitive aspect to put that little bit of pressure on Alex Witt, so Alex Witt can't also save tires, sort of thing. So he's kind of in a weird spot, because now Halterman's about 4 seconds back as well, so he doesn't have any backup anymore. But so he has to put the pressure on himself, or put the pressure on Alex Witt himself. And one of those, so he can't really back off too much, but you also don't want to burn out your own tires trying to stay close, and then you also run the risk of the dirty air going into these corners and getting a little squirrely while you're trying to deal with it. So there's a lot of factors Williams kind of has to deal with, and I think, kind of like you said, he's just got to get right behind him and just sort of stay there for now. We have a few laps still to go, so he's got time to try and make moves, and it's just going to be, picking the right time. But as of right now, just kind of let it get to the stage break and then reassess from there.
I agree. I think that's what he's got to try and do. He's just got to try and sit in behind him and be there as his shadow to make sure nothing goes wrong. Because otherwise he could be in desperate trouble and really doesn't want to be doing that early on. As you see Joshua Keefe on the outside in that Miller High Life livery machine, being overtaken by Armin Brusso, who's got a very bright livery this week as well. So Armin there rocking a bright and beautiful livery once more on lap 57. Seth Pegg's got a new, still carried on with his new livery per week. That's a Better Beer livery machine from the Australian. He's sitting in 13th at the moment, just been lapped by Andrew Williams and also Alex Witt. So I'm sure Seth will come out, keep fighting too to go to stage here, Kenton. I'm just glad we got this far, to be honest.
It's been fantastically clean, and yes, the Better Beer car out of Seth this week. He's I chatted with him about his Better Beer liveries because I was like, I feel like he ran one of these, and yes, he has 4 Better Beer liveries that he can throw on of their different style beers. So he's got 2 more left as he ran, I believe, the Arvo, and this is their kind of, I don't want to say generic beer from them, but their everyday beer as we hit stage break in lap 60.
Alex Witt takes the stage win. Great job from him. Took it quite comfortably out there at 1.1 second. Great job from Alex Witt taking the stage victory. We'll give him a minute because I'm sure it'll probably go into the pits, as I expect everybody in the field to go, really.
I like that it's a pace truck again. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Usually those are their dirt ones.
Oh. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
They do look good to me.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I love the truck. Looks good.
Yeah, I think they make it compulsory that you can only use a truck. I don't know. Mr. Spainhour there as well. Miller Lite beer run, Bush Light for me. But the Miller Lite cars is going to pull a repeat the beer run tonight. Well, we're going to find out. I think Alex Witt might have something to do about Clint Holtman, who is in that machine, especially with Andrew Williams in there as well. So let's put Alex into the waiting room so he knows he's coming in. Wait for him to stop. He's a long way round. He's all the way at the front. There you go. He's in his booth. Let's have a chat with your stage 1 winner, Mr. Alex Witt. Alex, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm good.
10 points on the board already, mate. Not a bad start to the race.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the pace. It's seeming like it's definitely going to be a pretty close race all the way to the end. I feel like, I don't know how strategy will work out. It'll probably depend on yellows, but so far it's been pretty close.
Well, that's your first one, mate. And obviously the green flags you did earlier on. You've got no help at the front either. You got the Orange Wheel Racing boys around you. Noel's in 4th place. Are you hoping he can come up and give you a hand at some point?
Yeah, I think he'll probably get faster and faster as the race goes on. So I figure he'll probably move up towards the front this stage, I think.
Yeah, it's slippery racetrack. Doesn't look hard, but it kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of kind of just always on a hair when you're trying to get the most speed out of it, especially with the bumps in 1 and 2. You're just kind of always right on the edge.
Best line to run through 1 and 2 then, if it's not that inside line with the bumps, is it slightly off them, 3 foot off them, or the middle lane altogether?
Yeah, probably, I mean, middle, maybe cutting down, but it also depends on where the cars are around you. You kind of have to make space.
Yeah, you definitely do. Well done. Well done on your stage victory there, bud, and look forward to seeing if we can have a chat with you at the end in Victory Road.
I hope so. Thank you.
Short and sweet from Alex Witt.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Alex Witt.
The Alex Witt.
Never really one to speak a bunch. He's our version of a Max Verstappen.
He's out.
Say what he needs to and gets out.
Yeah, he's out Kimi Räikkönen. That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
In and out, the Iceman himself, of course. There, Armin Brusso is sitting at the front of this. Is there alongside Aaron Ross alongside him. Got side, I can't see that number 27.
That's Joshua Keith.
Who's that down here? Right. 21 machine. It is Anthony Radel.
21.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Anthony Radel, yeah.
So Anthony Radel and Armand Brusso should get told to pass the pace car when we've got about one to go here, guys. So Nestle, and we're on lap 64. We've only had one caution so far, believe it or not. I think me and you are both surprised as each other, really.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I did say 5 to 10. Sorry, 1 to 5. 1 to 5 was my vote. I believe. I don't remember. Maybe 6 to 10. Either way, I didn't expect it to be a complete caution fest. I know these guys we've had a couple, but it's toned down the last few races. Kind of allowed a little bit of an adjustment, which has been nice, and yeah, they've been racing fantastically so far.
Well, Alex Weir needs that number 7 machine. Give him a hand at the moment because he's got Orange Wheel 2nd, Orange Wheel 3rd, Orange Wheel 5th, Orange Wheel 6th. So Alex Witt could do with some help at the front end of this pack. Of course, Orange Wheel boys, Andrew Burrell, Andrew Williams, Clinton Holtman, Matthew Norberg and Nick Stopner. I thought Devon Collicott was part of that as well, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. So Alex Witt could do with a jump from Noel Jacobs. He is, isn't he?
Collicott? I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong, dude.
I like it's Orange Wheel Racing, but here we go, guys. It's going to be up and running. We are going to be underway. It is going to be green, green, green for stage 2, which is the run to the end. Alex Witt managing to hold that lead. Holtman's just about to run underneath him, though, round the inside. But how quickly is Holtman's tire is going to go off in conjunction to Alex Witt? As Witt's still out in front at the moment, you see the multiple lines. Look at them all spread across the track here. No single file, no double files. Wherever you can find that space, but these guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, they're being very smart and patient. You know, that's what I was about to say. As I was about to say that, Taylor looking like he was going to go 3 wide in between Cody, I believe that's Cody Kern and Hunter Carlson, but he kind of backed out of that and decided against it, which was a smart call. But yeah, everyone's kind of picking their moments, not doing anything too crazy, just being, you know, smart, smooth, and keeping the car moving forward. As we see Cody Kern hit the bump high up there, as he almost sends the car around through 1 and 2, but he keeps going.
Yeah, it's a very tough racetrack, this one. You know, it is a very tough one with the bumps in certain places, and yeah, it makes you wonder. As you see, Norberg's dropped all the way down into 11th at the moment. Oh, into the wall. Is there going to be a caution? No, he bounced back off the wall. Lucky enough for him, I think that was Joshua Kuhn who has done that in the 83. Yeah, it was.
Him and Kimmel, I think that connected.
Possibly. Kimmel was a lap down, mind you, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to go down. We've still got Williams, Holtman, Collicott's now jumped Jackowitz as well. Jackowitz could really do with helping Alex Witt out as much as possible, because he's got Nick Stopner from the Orange Wheel, of course, right behind him. It's Breakfast Club out the front, Breakfast Club in 5th, and the gaps in the middle are all filled up from the Orange Wheel Racing boys. So they're going to have to try. Alex Witt needs some help there, Seth Pegg. If you are listening, you're in this Breakfast Club band. Get up there and give him a hand. See if you can get up the front, buddy. But Seth is all the way down in 14th place at the moment. And that Better Beer livery machine not moving up as much as Seth had hoped, I would have.
Yeah, I mean, although he, from conversations earlier, I believe his goal is tire survivability, so trying to make those last that little extra time. So he's probably doing a little bit of tire saving, trying to not push too hard. Burning these tires early is not the best, as it can definitely kill the car, and if you're having to pit, you know, that extra time compared to everybody else, not the most ideal, as that sort of leaves you hooped later on if you have to get extra tires repeatedly.
Yeah, it definitely does, but we're on a 73. We've got 2 to go before we hit the 50% mark of this race this evening. Alex Witt out in front of Andrew Williams, Clint Altman, Devon Collicott, Nick Stockner. Jackowitz sitting in currently 6th place, and you've got Andrew Burrell, Hunt Carson, Jason Taylor, Matthew Norberg down in 10th, up 1 from where he checked in on him earlier on. He's got Cody Kern behind him there as well on the number 20 machine. I believe that's our very own Home Depot Calvin Ross there.
Yeah, nice little... Calvin Ross seems to have battled his way back a little bit. He is still that lap down, but slowly kind of getting more connected. And unfortunately, I think he wasn't the only one who was a lap down when we had our stage break, so he wasn't able to get his lap back. But we will see how he progresses. Is keeping smooth. He's not really losing a ton of time. He's just kind of not gaining much, unfortunately, which is very hard to do on this track.
I think that's the problem. Once you start getting that connection, you start trying to push quicker and quicker and quicker. And the problem is, the harder you push, the harder you brake, because you then start entering the corners a lot more at a rapid rate than you really want to. As I found out earlier on when I was trying to catch somebody up, I found myself running up high into the wall, and it just then end up trying to relax, but by that point your tires are already burnt out. And I think this for me is what Iowa's about. It's all about how can you conserve the tires that you've got on the car at the moment. How can you make them work? Because it's just not a skill that I've got in me whatsoever, and I think these guys are going to need to really. They don't really want to go in yet. They pitted on lap 61. They want at least another, probably a 13 lap run out of these Kenton before they have to try and do it again.
Yeah, you're going to more than likely be looking about that 30. Oh, that's not good. That's going to be...
No, can't be Solo.
No, that was Halterman. Yeah, Clint clipped him and going into the corner, and he tried to save it and keep it going forward and just was not going to be able to.
And Holtman having a contact together. Right. There we go. Second caution now. Not bad. 2 cautions at lap 80. I can live with that.
Yeah, it's not terrible. And really, it's only one. One forced caution.
You are right. Oh, excuse me. Yes, you are right. I think one forced caution.
Yeah, could be much worse.
Yeah, but look at the climbing now. Everybody's diving in.
Oh yes, no, this is going to be quick into those pits. Witt's going to have that fast repair on anyone who's out. So yeah, Ross will get his lap back. I think Keith, Kimmel, Russo probably staying out. Yeah, they'll all try and get their laps back here. Oh, and yeah, Ross is going to get the lucky dog, so he'll get a wave around. So he can actually dive into the pits before the rest of these guys and get an extra little bit of time and pop himself into 15th there.
Oh, here's a surprise. It's the Jason Taylor sitting out in first place. Be very interesting from our point of view to see how he gets on there. He didn't pitted on lap 61, so his tires are about 20 laps old, which the other guys will be faster than him, Kenton, coming out of the pits.
Bold strategy, and I'm not sure it's the best one.
No.
But hey, Seth Pegg in P3.
Yeah, but he has pitted. So it's fair play to Seth. On that
He did
one.
not take tires, I don't think. He had a 6-second pit stop. Everyone else had 14, 15 seconds. So I don't think he took tires, which could be the issue.
Yeah, I don't think ever.
Probably not.
Oh, you're gonna get 5 in the top 10. Yes, says Anna McAteer. That's the Orange Wheel Racing Boys, of course, of Andrew Williams, Devon Collicott, Nick Stockner, Andrew Burrell, Clint Holterman, also a part of the Orange Wheel Racing Group. So a lot to take on here. 82 down. Now, are we hoping that we don't get the caution breeds caution situation?
I'm hoping not. I think we should be okay, but I guess it'll all sort of depend on what ends up happening. I think I don't want to say frustrating as it is, but as unfortunate as it could be, I think Seth Pegg could put himself in a position that might not end so well. But a few, yeah, I'm also kind of surprised Joshua Keith, Kimmel, Brusso, Almquist weren't given waiver rounds. I think Brusso ended up getting one, but no one else did, which is very interesting.
Okay, well, here we go. We're coming into 3 and 4 once more. And we'll see these guys get this up and running as we've got 67 laps to go, 83 down, 67 to go. Pace truck is in, just it bounced itself there, and we're up and running, and we're green. Taylor gets a jump right at the beginning. He had to really, for a man that has not gone into the pits. Don't forget, he went in on lap 61, but he could end up going backwards faster than he's going forward here, Kenton.
Yeah, that's not the most ideal situation for him there, as he could get eaten up pretty good. Depending on how he's been saving his tires, it might not happen right away, but it's more than likely going to happen. Just that newer tires, a little fresher grip, a little easier time trying to make your way around, so you're going to want to try and avoid not going in. But who knows? Seth Pegg also holding his position so far. He's currently in that P3 spot and doing well.
Yeah, he is at the moment.
As soon as I say that, him and Collicott fighting it out now. But
yeah, he's out on that outside line. He's not going to be able to manage to hold that. Jakowitz is going to go through. Holtman's going to go through. I expect Stockner, possibly Norberg as well. You can see the grip difference between what Seth's got and what Nick Stockner's got, and there is quite a lot, because you have a look here, Stockner should just be able to run straight underneath Pegg and put him into
straight into him. That works too.
Yeah. Put him high into the wall there from Nick Stockner, I suppose. Not an ideal scenario. Probably wasn't my best time to go on board and have a look at that one, but Holtman's in there with Jakowitz trying to fight out and come underneath him. Lap 88 on 150, but just coming up to that 60 laps remaining mark here. I had to figure out which way I was going to put that then, but yeah, Alex Witt trying to make his way back through the field as well, or comes underneath Stockner. Job done, and chops the nose off Norberg. Alex Witt moving up places.
Kind of curious as to why there wasn't a yellow there.
It was only Seth in the wall.
It pushed into the wall, but yes, just the one car, I guess, in the wall. He received a little bit of a love tap, but very unfortunate for Seth, and as he drops down now into P15. Oh, Alex gets a little squirrely coming out there.
Yeah, Norberg comes in and takes that position away. Big squirrel from him. Clint Holtman at the front as Taylor going down quicker than he's faster than he's going forward at the moment. Williams is out in front in the orange wheel. Hostile bank livery machine, 3 wide further back for a brief moment. Alex Witt running side by side with Matthew Norberg, gives Norberg a little bit of a love tap there. Norberg drops down onto the apron, and just get the car back out again. Now Witt's tucked in behind Stockner once more. See how these get on. It is a 3-second gap between Witt and Williams. Can Witt get this back, do you think, or is this orange wheel first, second, third, fifth gonna cost Alex Witt on this one?
I can't tell, strictly because the people are getting a little spicy now, with was at 58 laps to go. A lot more door slamming than we saw in the first half of the race. But we'll see if that starts to breed any more cautions, and that will definitely close up that gap. But it's definitely getting a little less friendly out there. Elbows are definitely up.
Yeah, I think
It's
they are.
a little swinging.
Yeah, they're coming out, aren't they? You know what I mean? It's like a prize fight, the final round, coming into the last 56 to go. Witt and Stottner having a nice little battle. Witt's got that inside line, but you can see Stottner running the higher line, should get the spring out the corner. He doesn't get it this time around. That's Witt moving forward. Now it's him and his Breakfast Club Racing. No, Jakowitz now. Can both of these guys start moving forward and start diving into what is the whole McCollicock-Williams situation at the front end here? Because at the moment, nobody else really looks like they've even got the pace to be able to do so.
Yeah, it's been kind of shocking how quickly Witt was able to sort of knife his way through the entire field here. A little shocked, not gonna lie, but he has been able to sort of pull his way through, and he's just got to see if he can work with that teammate just a little bit to sort of continue that route.
He's got to try to go forward if he can. No, Jakowitz help his teammate Alex Witt, as he's still got Stottner for company though, mind you. Stottner's not quite giving up in that 124 machine. He's still battling away. He's still there, still having a right little ding dong again. And I don't think, unless it's game over for Stottner, he's going to give that up very easily.
No, he's definitely going to put a little bit of a fight on this, and I mean, he knows it's about points, and team points is definitely going to be an important thing to kind of work together and to keep your guys in the positions you want them in. So yeah, he putting a little bit of pressure, try and create Alex forcing something or putting too much power down and burning the tires a little bit will help out his teammates, and that's kind of his game plan.
Well, let's see what he can do. He's still got Jakowitz in front, Jakowitz and Holtman. The times are now going up. We're above the 24s on the lap times. You can see them now on the left-hand side. Everybody's up in the 24s. 24.01 for Williams, 24.07 for Collicock, 24 dead. Holtman, 24.03 for Jakowitz, 24.08 for Alex Witt, and then we move up further along there. Cody Kern, Andrew Burrell, and Anthony Radel all battling out. Burrell's just about to go underneath Kern, I think, going in here. Is he going to get that job done? I believe he is. That's coming out the exit of 2 before they go down that back stretch down into 3. Not getting it done this time around either for this Farmers only 150. Breaking into the 100 mark, Kevin, 49 to go.
Yeah, still going smoothly at least, which is great, and nothing too, as we see, that top bump is nasty. Oh, and Seth having an issue as he tries to, I think, exit pit lane. Yeah, he was just in the pits and got a little too happy on the throttle and came out of the corner on those cold tires, and
we didn't see anything, Seth.
Could have been a better beer.
Yeah, didn't see anything.
I think he needs one.
Yeah, for the Australian in that better beer delivery machine, as he ends up going around coming out of pit road there. Burrell's trying once more to get underneath Cody Kern. Is he going to be able to make it through? Surely going to be able to he's got to get the drive off. The problem is 3 and 4, you can run quite high, but you always risk that opportunity that you're coming out of 3 and 4, run that front stretch, and you're risking it that the guy is going to leave you room, because you can come off there like a absolute slingshot, but if the guy in front wants to stick his car up on the outside line as he's coming out of turn 3 and 4, you've got nowhere to go, literally nowhere to go, apart from into the back of him, or you've got to apply the brakes. And, well, as I found out recently, don't always want to brake.
Yeah, it's a sketchy position to kind of leave yourself into. It's definitely one you want to make sure you kind of trust the drivers around you. In officials, I would not. Here, I would. You can kind of trust most of these guys. They've been driving around for a good chunk of time, so you know they're not going to try to purposefully take you out. But things do happen. It is racing.
Rubbing is racing. That's what he said. There you go, as we pick up little Clint Holtman. Got Leszakowicz closing in on him. Got Collicott up the road there. He's opening up about a 2-second gap at the moment over Holtman. He's keeping Andrew Williams honest, mind you, for Devon Collicott. And I think he's another one that has been in and around, but he kind of needs that boost, that rush of confidence, doesn't he, really, to really look, because if he can beat Andrew Williams, that would give him a nice rush of confidence going into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic. Allow him to kind of get that a little boost. As I mean, who doesn't love a nice boost of confidence, really? Just makes you feel that much happier.
This is true.
He's been having a fantastic race.
Yeah. Mr. Spain, Senior in YouTube chat, that was cold, Kenton.
I honestly can't remember what I was talking about.
Seth Pegg.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, the better beer. Okay, I was like, what did I say about Seth Pegg? That was cold. Could have used a better beer. Yeah, I mean, he could have. Or he needs a better beer in his hand right now. He's only 2 laps down. Lots of time left. He can fight his way back.
He's only got 40 to go. They're knocking off the laps quite quickly here. It's been very, very impressive of a run from these guys. The beer low, says Mr. Spain, Senior. So yes, you are correct. It was the better beer joke about it.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. I had to think. I was like, uh-oh, what did I say this time? I know I wasn't going to get sent to the steward's room for it. That's a uniquely James situation. So I knew I was okay there, but I remember what I said.
What do you mean a uniquely James situation? I haven't been there for ages.
I have never been.
Yeah, all right.
So, of the two of us, it is uniquely you.
Okay. But it's only been once.
That I know of.
Yeah. I sit here trying to think now. Is it only been once? I've been probably get a message from Armin later on saying, no, James, you've been to me 3 times. Oh, okay. Sorry. There we go.
Depends how this one finishes. We might be in there another time.
No, I'd be all right.
Spiciness happens. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who does know? But you never know. Not that one. Holtman, Wynn, Jakowitz, Collicott, just past Williams. Williams is back past Collicott again. Surely these guys are not going to want to fight, right? There's Norberg there as well. My poor man's just been lapped. Okay. Sorry, Matthew. If you ever watch this back, I don't know if you do, but if you ever do, I do apologise for picking you there as well. And all of a sudden, like Norberg's got this rush of speed. As he just come out of the pit lane, he has. That'd be why he's got that rush of speed. He's come out on lap 110 for Matt Norberg. Everybody else pit laps round about 80 to 81, so they're going to have to be in soon. 91, 101, 111. Yeah, it's going to be coming soon because they ain't going to be able to get directly to the end from where they're at with that amount of fuel, I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think so. Witt is on his way in as well. It looks like Cody Kern is in as well. So a couple of people still hopping in, and I think I think Collicott might be. Yeah, they're Collicott and Williams both diving into pit. Ooh, Williams almost introduced himself to the water barrier there, as Jakowitz does get himself, I believe it's a point for leading a race.
Leading a lap, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to be a whole lap. Hotman's in there, Stockner, Burrell, Kuhn, the only ones that not into the pits. Everybody else behind has pitted. Seth went in on 98, obviously come out and did a nice little pirouette on his exit. So it's for Seth, showing us how not to do it in the educational video of the JPB YouTube Sports Network channel. So there we go. Nick, stop. Click that on. Battling out of the front. They've got to be coming in soon. They cannot last much longer on these tyres and on the fuel load that they've got here as Holtman introduces him to the Iowa stripe down the Geico restart coming off turn 3.
Yeah, it's interesting these two kind of doing each other out. It's kind of part of Orange Wheel Racing, but
well, we think
does.
I'm sure Collicott's not in their chat. That's all I was thinking.
No, sorry, Stockner and Halterman. That's more.
Oh, yes.
I don't think Collicott is. I think he's independently a part of the team.
Oh, okay.
Like a part of a different team. I don't think he's a part of Orange Wheel. I could be wrong.
Who knows?
If I am, tell somebody else. I can only be so right.
All DMs directed at Armin Brusso, please.
Exactly. Yes. Please tell Armin Brusso if I'm wrong, and he will love you for it. Yeah, I think we've got Witt now ahead of Jackowitz, but it looks like Halterman's going to have a very interesting time as Jason Taylor is not too far off. And if Halterman doesn't come in soon, he might be at risk of dropping a little further back, though it does look like he's coming in right away here. Stockner staying out. It's interesting as he goes down to the apron, I don't think on purpose. And Joshua Kuhn staying out as well. Both very interesting decisions, but that's why we're up here. Though it does look like Nordberg is also in the pits and a little bit down.
Are they trying to hang it out as long as possible? That's the thing.
Well, I'm assuming so. Like Stockner probably is, in the hopes that he can make it a little bit better towards the end of the race, but you're losing so much time here because you're not getting the same speed. Like his last lap was 25.8 and everybody else's is in the 23s and 24s. Like, yes, it's a second to 2 seconds, but it's like that's a lot of time in a lap that only lasts 20 seconds. So, and it's like you're not really gaining too much unless you're really hoping to push this as long as you physically can. He's coming in now because you should be able to make it to the end on fuel and tires when kind of everyone else came in. It'll be tight, but you should be able to, unless he's thinking there's going to be a green-white checkered. Or maybe he's trying to plan one. Conspiracy found.
Don't start that conspiracy. I get myself in trouble enough talking about conspiracy theories. Last thing you want to do is bring it out here, I can tell you that much. So there you go. As you can see, we've got a very Ford-dominated top 6 there. With only 2 Chevys in the top 6, 4 Fords, Ford, and then a sole Camry of Calvin Ross in the field as well. Mr. Spainhouse Senior, get out of them and find out if they're racing next week. If they're not racing, I expect to see you on the racetrack. We're at Homestead, Miami, which I don't actually mind that circuit, but some people might not like it, but I quite like it.
And if they're not coming, James will also not be there. That'll be his drop week.
After I'm crying into my iRacing. There as
exactly.
Well. Crying into my iRacing, the fact that my fanboy super fan ability of poor old TJ is not here. So yeah, there you go. Trust their strategy. I'm not quite sure if that strategy actually worked out with Nick Stockner, considering he's down in 11th and Anna. So yeah, not entirely sure that worked out completely. Anthony Radels having a play with Calvin Ross at the moment. They're running up towards the wall. Never a good idea there. You can see Anthony Radel just got that all wrong. See how high he ended up going? And then he's trying to bring it back, and he's brought it back and got a great slingshot out of it. But I can tell you what, Calvin Ross could have made that a little bit more difficult for Rado on that one.
Yeah, he definitely could have. And yeah, I don't know what it is. Running super high here is weirdly difficult. Not only for the bump that we will see every once in a while, but I don't know what it is about this track. The walls really don't want to let you go. They really suck you down and right into them. So not my favorite walls to have to deal with, but it is a. I mean, if it works for you, but you probably want to be a little further away from the wall than that.
Yeah, I got stuck on the wall coming out of 4. Well, that's the run. That's the run he needs. He's now got to go.
I can't tell if he really hit him or if that was netcode. It was close. It's an odd angle to see.
Yeah, I got caught at the wall coming out of 3 and 4, and I literally had to go. Felt like I was going all the way up to the start-finish line at one point. It would not let me off for love nor money. It's an absolute nightmare. So there you go. Tell them in your comments to them, I will run but need practice to knock the rust off. Tell them in the comments to them.
I think in Discord, maybe?
Possibly. Stockner makes his way through on anti-radar there. Job done for Nick Stockner. Moved past anti-radar. Cody Kern as well. Stockner's still in there, just about to go underneath. He should go underneath Calvin Ross as we've got 19 to go here from Iowa. Been a nice clean race. 2 cautions so far. Do a great job from all of them. I will get hold of TJ as we speak, sir, and tell him, let Dad have a go. Bully. There we go. Just for you, Rainhouse. Salute.
I fully expect that this happens, but I hope I'm here for it.
You will be.
Well, not if it's next week.
No, you're not here, are you?
No, my work decided, you can stay later and help set up a computer.
Okay.
For whatever reason. I have to stand there on the phone and say, yes, it's connected for like 2 hours.
I would have
Really
stood back and gone, do I get paid?
Oh, I will. I will be definitely getting paid for it.
So, there you go. Jason Taylor. Oh, steady. Jay's got loose coming out 3 and 4. He's got loose again. Oh, Mr. Taylor on lap 108. 16 to go. Is he struggling here already? Surely he can't be struggling. 130%. We are on lap 134. He pitted on 108. So, give or take, that's just shy of 30 laps on them tyres for Mr. Taylor. So it is a possibility. Alex Witt moving his way up into 3rd. He's bringing Noel Jackowitz with him. They've got about 3 seconds to get to the front, though. That's going to be a problem, isn't it, for them to see if they can get that high up. 3 seconds over the next 14 laps.
Yeah, it's not going to be the easiest of moves, but they might be able to pick off Collicott as he's about a second ahead. So that might be doable if they kind of work together, stay in the line, and sort of move their way up together. But we'll see what everybody's able to do.
Well, let's see if Jackowitz and Witt can get hold of Collicott. Update on TJ's not been feeling well. He's hoping to be back next week. So there you go. For
what? Where are you getting these updates?
See, this is
a text message line?
Yes, this is what happens when you speak directly. You know what I mean? Come on, do you not have this ability? Do you not have these relationships with drivers? As we're into 12 to go.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say I don't have a coffee mug for TJ, so I wasn't handed his phone number at the same time.
Hey, see, it's not privileged.
That's 100% possible.
And I've still got my TJ magnet on the side of my case, my side of my base unit.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, it is.
I have a beer koozie somewhere, or a drink koozie somewhere.
Did you just say somewhere? Did you lose it already? Because Collicott is under pressure.
was just underneath my other one.
Oh, Devon going to run high. That's going to allow Witt to come underneath. 11 to go. Devon's going to get the run out the outside. Witt just could not get up on that wall quick enough to close that run off. That would have been a big run closure if he had, though. So he's going to have to try and go again over Delavan Collicott and see what can happen. Collicott 24.5, Witt a 24.4, Jackowitz 24.46. They're trying to bully Collicott completely here, the two Breakfast Club boys. Are they going to be able to get past that number 5 machine? It looks like Alex Witt's going to make it on the inside going into 1. Didn't really want to be that low if he can help it, because there are 2 bumps there. Witt does make it round the inside, but now again Collicott gets a springboard effect off that wall, Kenton, and he's making it, well, using it well.
Yeah, Alex isn't going to have to be able to close him off. This is going to be pretty tight as we make our way through the last 8 laps here. This peg just gets right out of the way up into the wall. But nice little duel here out of Collicott and Witt. This could get very interesting in these closing laps here as Jackowitz looks to almost make a move on the inside of Alex Witt there. But I think that's now Alex Witt ahead of Collicott. Now
I wouldn't be surprised if he holds
him up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he did sit out and just follow Collicott, or sit in front of Collicott, slow him up and just not allow him to give Noel a bit of time to get through if he can. He has. Noel's just slipped underneath. Alex Witt's on that high line. He's going to cover Collicott off. We saw they're going to be running in tandem now. BCR boys running side by side. Can Collicott find a way through? Nope, not this time. What's going on? Further down. I've got a funny feeling these guys are battling it out as well. Kuhn, Ross and Burrell are going at it, as Burrell has just gone underneath Calvin Ross. Noel Jackowitz and Alex Witt swapping places once again. We're into the final 5, 3 seconds to go. Good racing out there, definitely. Can I have an open mic if I race? Yes, with about a 20-minute delay on what you're going to say.
I was going to say, is it open mic to the racers or to James? Because they're very drastically different.
Yes, very, very different indeed. 4 to go now. Andrew Williams is running away with it at the moment here. He's doing an absolutely stellar job. Alex Witt's nowhere near is Noel Jackowitz, nowhere near him. They're going in the edge. I'm not quite sure why that track might be like stuttering, honest. But there we go. I'll figure that one out as we go along. But Williams on 3 to go. Jackowitz is in there. Witt's going to be in there. They pit on 1:15. That's 35 laps of fuel. Sorry, I couldn't work it out.
Math is difficult. I get it.
Yeah.
Numbers are stupid,
especially at this time of the morning. So give me just a brief little moment there. Andrew Williams comes over the line. He's got 2 to go. Calvin Ross is going to just run it up straight up into the wall there. Might need to get to the Home Depot, get some repair kit on the side of his Camry. Does Calvin Ross? So
some duct tape and he's good.
Yeah, well, they do sheets now. They don't do tape, do they? Tape 2's oh, he's done it again, Calvin Ross. Final lap of the race. Andrew Williams, the man from Spartanburg. What a place to grow up in, Spartan. Oh, it sounds 300, doesn't it? Andrew Williams coming round now. Going to be the final time. He's going to take the victory in the Farmers only 150. Andrew Williams wraps up another victory. Job done for him. Noel Jackowitz does come over the line in front of Alex Witt. Jackowitz gets it, and Witt's in there as well. How did that one take shape? I'm surprised that was actually Witt's running very high there. Can he get the springboard effect off? Not really. That's going to Jackowitz take it, and I believe that's how he gets the job done. And probably right about now, missing Andrew Williams do some wonderful donuts and burnouts and all the other fancy jazz that he's going to try and do. Nope, that's not the way to do it.
I was close. I said Jackowitz was going to win.
Yeah, he might be better off just going onto the grass here. Just go onto the grass, dude. Don't do it on a banking. Not happening. Okay. Him and Andrew Burrell are going to burn their tires.
Adorable.
Young love. Oh, that didn't get I think the Orange Wheel are really got to work out their celebrations here as well. Andrew Williams just given up. He's like, yep, done now. Can't be bothered. Right, let's bring you up the final result. Andrew Williams is in first. Noel Jackowitz in second. Alex Witt in third. Devon Collicott in fourth. Hunter Carlson in fifth. Clint Holtman in sixth, with Stottner in seventh, Jason Taylor in eighth, Joshua Kuhn in ninth, Andrew Burrell in 10th, Calvin Ross in 11th, Cody Curd in 12th, Anthony Radel 13th, Joshua Key 14th, Armand Brusso 15th, Jordan Kimmel 16th, Seth Pag in 17th. Matthew Norberg did end up giving up there. My horse went lame and went back to the pits, with Andrew Elmquist there on the bottom, and we won't talk about that mysterious name. First, 6th, 7th and 10th, so Andrew Williams, Clint Ullman, Nick Stottner and Andrew Burrell. Not a bad run for you guys. We have got Andrew Williams in the booth here. You know what's going to come out of my mouth. Right? I wonder if he knows what's going to come out of my mouth here as well. But let's bring him into the booth. Your winner of the Farmers 150, Mr. Andrew Williams. Welcome into the booth first off, dear sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good. What was going on with them donuts on the end of that race?
Man, I don't know. It was a fun one. I'm really satisfied to win this one. This was this track is, in my opinion, the hardest oval in the game, and I really didn't think I had the speed for most of that race. I thought Witt and Halterman had a lot of pace, and Collicott too. He was super quick. So yeah, I was just super pumped to get back to Victory Road like this.
Yeah, definitely, but just couldn't do a donut for love nor money.
No. This it depends on the banking, whole lot of stuff, and then Burrell had to come mess with me.
Most people just want to use the grass. To be fair, that was on the left hand side.
Yeah, I don't want to tear up the grass.
All right, bud. Well, listen, you say it was hard out there, right? I drove Iowa myself earlier on today, and you are right. It's very tough. Very multi-line lingual almost around this circuit. And I think that's the thing. It's not just inside. It's not just outside. There's some bumps on 1 and 2 on the inside, and you can catch them on the outside as well. It is a tough oval to be driving, right? And it's not just me being poor at driving ovals, is it?
No, absolutely not. This track is no, it's a really tricky one. I've seen some really fast drivers have big mistakes here. Just because those bumps will catch you, and the way, at least in the next gen with the diffuser and stuff, yeah, you clip the bumps wrong and you're going for a spin.
Yeah, I do agree. It's a very tough one. We're going to Homestead next week, though. What do you reckon about that?
I love Homestead. Homestead's my favorite track. Really love going there. Love the racing there. I think it's one of the best on the calendar. In real life, definitely the best on the calendar here. Going to be a hard time to beat Witt every time we go to Homestead. I feel like Witt is a dominant car, but we're going to give it our all and try and keep this OWR win streak going.
All right, bud. Well, good luck. Thanks so much for joining us. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Of course. I want to give a huge thanks to all my guys who came out and ran this week. Couldn't run with them last week, so I'm happy to be back from the beach and racing. So yeah, huge thanks to them for showing up.
Awesome stuff. Well done, Andrew, and look forward to seeing you next week at Homestead.
Of course. Thank you.
Right, next up on the booth is the man that did take the stage win. He's taken third overall, just lost out to his teammate towards the end of the week. Been described by Andrew Williams, though, as we've just seen, is the man to beat at Homestead next week already. And we're not even there yet. Mr. Alex Witt, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Doing all right.
Tips for being a favourite next week already, and we're not even there.
Yeah, I don't know. I will have to wait and see. I mean, the car's changed so much. I don't know where my pace will be at. I haven't done any laps yet.
Yeah, just lost the second place to Noel on the final lap there.
Yeah, there was just too much ground to make up, and I was trying to push too hard just to see if I could catch, but it was just too much, and Noel saved tires more than I did on that last run there.
Yeah, okay. Well, a great job from you as well. You're naturally quick. You've got a name for being naturally quick at Homestead there, buddy. How do you see it being next week?
Well, I mean, if it's like it was the last couple times, it should be pretty good. So at least should be fairly comfortable. We'll see where the overall pace is.
Great, Bob. Well, look forward to seeing you on the racetrack there as well. Good luck on that one. Well done on your third place and your stage victory. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to the Breakfast Club. Definitely. Podium.
Awesome stuff. Well, congratulations, bud. See you next week. Next up, we are going to have a chat with Alex's teammate there, Mr. Noel. Jaguars picked him at the end, taking that second place away. Noel, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Pretty good. That was there were a lot of variables in that one. Holy crap!
Yeah, we were talking about the track a lot, and I said I raced the track earlier on. There's bumps, there's bits, there's feel like you're being enclosed in a box when you come out of 4, and next thing you know, the wall's there because it ain't turned sharp enough. There's a lot going on at Iowa, isn't there?
Yeah, all those on top of the fixed setup for iRacing isn't all that great. We actually put out kind of one-off setup, and it worked out really well. It was a lot to learn, kind of for everyone though. You could see probably people were falling off. You had to take care of the rears. Then we were pretty generous on tires, so there was some strategy there, and it was so much. But it was a lot of fun. I think so far I haven't heard a bad word, so success all around, I guess.
Yeah, not a bad night on cautions. You only had 2.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. We were looking at this one like, oh god, like the setup's bad, like it's really hard to drive, it's a short track, there's brake zones, it was kind of a perfect storm for something bad, but it everything came together, and I think it worked out really well.
Do you think tire saving was the underlining part of this race?
I mean, for me it was. It was the only thing that got me there. I think Williams just had pace. I think on a longer run, though, the fuel tank wouldn't have supported, but a longer run, maybe could have caught him. But that's to my strength generally. Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't. This was one of the times it did.
Yeah, well, Homestead, Miami. Now, Alex has already been by Andrew Williams described as the man to beat at Homestead, and we're not even there yet. How do you feel about Homestead next week?
Yeah, I'm pretty good on the high line. The problem is last time we were there, it cost me in a fuel run just because of how much more fuel it uses up there. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to rip the wall, even if it's not the fastest. But I don't know. I got some learning to do to find some multiple lines there, but we'll get there. And yeah, Alex has always been really good there, so a lot to look forward to for us, I think.
Yeah, definitely on that one. Well, Noel, thanks so much for joining us. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, Breakfast Club, both 2 podiums, no win, but 2 on the podium, and love to see that too. So, and KJ, if she's in the chat, as always, and thanks for you guys.
Awesome stuff. Take care, buddy, and I look forward to catching up with you next week.
Yep, see you guys.
Well, there you go, Kenton. Happy. I'll tell you what, has Alex got shorter with his race interview? Has he just decided, I don't want to talk to you, James? Just one wording me. Very tough.
He's just very leaning into the Kimmy of NASCAR.
Yeah, he's become like an Iceman, hasn't he? Normally I can get a bit of a conversation out of him. Blimey, Alex. What's this one back, son? Come on, help me out a little bit. I can tell you that. But overall, I think the 3 of them were very happy. Andrew Williams already describing Witt as the man to be at Homestead already, and we're not even there.
It'll be interesting. Well, I'm very excited to see how that one ends up playing out, for sure.
Yeah, definitely on that one. But that one's going to bring it to the end. Mr. Spainhour, I could have definitely run 20th. You probably could have. I'm coming for you. I will also say an update from TJ as well. I can't tell you everything he said, but unfortunately, Brad doesn't own the track. That's why he wasn't here this evening. And he says that I stuck up for you here as well, Mr. Spainhour. Surely people don't want you on track. Now, I told him everybody wants you on track. Mr. Spain out senior. So I think that you need to get hold of Brad and jump in. You know what I mean? Get it sorted out. Come on, have a race. That would be quite funny. But for now, guys, that is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much to everybody that's joined us here as well. Obviously, Mr. Spain out senior, sir. Bradley Dalton for jumping in. Don't forget they are live. Right, yes, they are live. Actually, over on the JBB YouTube channel, if you want to watch some Gem 4s at Chicagoland. No, SRXs at Chicagoland. No, it is Gem 4s. No, it is SRXs. SRXs at Chicagoland. Go and check out Brad and Michael doing the job over there. Anna McAteer, thank you so much. Slicks, as always. Sorry, man, for jumping in earlier on. Peggles there as well. But for now, guys, that's going to wrap it up. From myself, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.